Good evening, beautiful souls. Welcome to Allied to Divine. I am Tamara, and welcome to another fabulous Friday night of free readings. Just everything looks a little bit off slanted today. So, welcome to another Friday night, fabulous free readings. I am pulling cards tonight. As always, just give me 2 seconds so I can share this out. If you are here, say hi. If you would like a card, pop a yes, please, in the comments. Hi, Junior. And for anyone who is watching this part now, you are watching the replay. So keep watching and put a hashtag replay in and let me know that you're here. Okay. Let's see. Thank you for being here, Junior. I'm so grateful for all of your support. I'm so grateful that you're always showing up for me. Sorry, I can't see what I'm doing. I completely rearranged my downstairs living space today. My couch broke, so we had to remove that from my area, and now we've got smaller chairs in our living space. So I was like, oh, we've got all this space, we've got all this room, and decided that it would be a great idea to change things around. So I am at the opposite end of my house now. All right. I think I fixed my comments problem with Facebook, so I can see it on my screen now, which is awesome. Thank you, Junior, for tagging all of these wonderful people. So I would love to know how your week is going, how everything has been since I saw you all last Friday night. I've had a very it's been a very interesting week. I've had a couple of realizations about how I go about things that have shifted some things for me. So I realized that because you know how I always say, we live what we're here to teach. We live what we're here to teach, and I have turned my wound into my work. So the women that I work with are all women that have that are moving through the journey that I have and are moving through as well. So but what I've realized is that what I often do is whenever I sit down to do any of my own inner work, there's always a part of my brain that is like, oh, and I can do this, oh, and I could create this out of that, and I could. So there's always something clicking in the background about how I can turn that into help for other people. But what that actually does for me is it keeps me somewhat disassociated from what I'm actually working through, because it's like someone's always watching. It's like someone's always watching what it is that I'm doing. So it means that I'm not putting my whole self into my own healing process, because I'm always thinking about how I can turn that into healing for others, right? So I have been consciously sitting down with my own work, with my own healing process, because there's a lot going on with shifting things in and out, especially with this big full moon coming, the blue moon coming in a couple of days. So I've just been really conscious of committing to just doing it without the thought of how I can translate that into helping others. It's for me. The other thing is, when it comes to myself and my business, I've always approached it like I am my business. But Align to Divine and Tamara are two separate beings. And there's a lot of things that I when I approach, and this is funny because this is what I teach, right? But there's like I'm the healer, I'm the business owner, I'm the mother, I am the friend, I am the sister. So there's all these hats and all these masks that I wear, or hats mostly that I wear, and so that's always the space that I'm coming from, instead of just being Tamara. So I'm kind of on this little path of just going, okay, I am Tamara, and Tamara is going to sit down and do this work for Tamara today, so that I can, again, it's about discovering who we are and what it is that we want and how we want to approach the world. Excuse me. And yeah, when I am not the roles that I play for everyone else. I teach this all the time, right? And that's what I mean, like with the disassociation of my own healing, from my own healing journey, with investing it into everyone else. So I'm really on this path of, okay, what does Tamara want? Who is Tamara? What do I want? What does this look like for me? Sorry, distracted. I sent a message just before I went live, and I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I got a response halfway through. Especially leading into this blue moon, for me, it's like, okay, what are the roles? How can I separate myself from Align to Divine without losing the connection to Align to Divine? I don't know if that makes sense. Just let my cat in. So that's where I've been at for this week. Really just investigating, who am I? How do I invest just into me without doing all of these other things? And the the challenge for me for the next, I want to say 6 months, right? I'm giving myself a challenge for the rest of the year. To put myself in, so I keep myself quite protected, right? And because I'm very self-aware, I'm a very self-aware person, and I hold myself in spaces where I'm always the most self-aware person in the room, and that's just a habit that I've gotten into through safety and all the things, right? I'm not going to go into it right now, but so my challenge is to put myself into spaces where I'm not the most self-aware person in the room, so that I can be challenged, so that I can grow and expand, and learn from the people that are around me. So yeah, lots of challenges for myself in order to grow, and to just rediscover me as Tamara, not as all the roles that I've played so far. So welcome to my journey. I'm sure I will be sharing. Maybe not. See, look at that. I'm like, welcome to my journey. I'm going to share it all. But, I will share whatever I feel called to. That's how it works. So hi, everyone. Hi, Marion. Hi, Val. Welcome. Junior says, my week is amazing. I'll be going to the beach after the live. Oh, my goodness. I love the beach. I love the beach so much. I used to live near the beach, but I haven't been for for a while now, actually. So good luck. Enjoy. It's going to be amazing. And Val says, oh, I'm still reading my soul maps and my songs I listen to every day. Fantastic. The soul map is something that you can come back to, and like sometimes I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I'm just going to go have a little bit of a look. And I'll be like, oh, that's right. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. So my soul maps are, for anyone who's interested, they're a comprehensive guide of who you were born to be from your birth chart, from the date and time that you were born. They deep dive into you, and it's written specifically for you. It's like being seen in a way that no one's ever seen you before. So they are available right now. The link is in the description of this live stream. They're $97, so you get a comprehensive PDF that you can print out, read through, come back to, and you also receive from your birth chart and all that information. I create a soul song for you. And everyone that's received a soul song so far has gone, oh my God, I cried. I've never felt more seen. I just couldn't stop crying. So I listen to mine every day. I listen to mine every day. And as you can see, Val listens to hers every day as well. And I've also started adding a morning empowerment song, so something that you can listen to in the morning that's created just for you to feel strong and empowered to be able to go out into the world and have an amazing day as you. They are truly amazing. If you feel called to grab one, they are. I'll just pop the link here. Oh. There we go. And while I'm at it, I'll just pop this in as well. So the way I work with these live streams, if you haven't been here before, you jump on and you say yes please, and I write your name on a list and I read from the top to the bottom. I have just popped a, did I just do that? Yes. Sorry, I can't see my screen. Here we go, pin it. So I've just popped the link in the comment section here as well. It's in the description of the live stream. It is a donation link if you would like to make a donation for as little or as much as you like. All donations are wonderfully gratefully received, but if you do make a donation, you get bumped to the top of the list and I read for you next. So that option is there for you. It is pinned here in the comment section. The link is pinned in the comment section, or it's in the description of the live stream. Okay. And I just popped that soul map reading link in here for you as well if you are interested. I just saw an order come through for one before I went live as well. So excited, very excited. Hi, Nicola. All right, so if you are here, please say hi. If you would like a card, please pop a yes, please in the comments. So I have your permission to read for you. If you have anyone that you think might like a reading tonight, please feel free to tag them in the comments here or share this live stream out to your people. I would be very grateful. Okay. Oh, I thought I fixed it. I didn't fix it. It's okay. I just cut my fringe. just before I came down just to start the live stream. So if I keep playing with it, I'm really sorry. It's new. All right. Hi, Ali. All right. Where's my... So I was just saying earlier that I rearranged my downstairs living space today because our couch broke, and it created all of this space in my downstairs space with just the recliner chairs. So I decided I was going to rearrange everything. So now my office is at the opposite end of where I usually live stream from. I'm near the back door instead of the front door. So it's taken a little bit of getting used to. Okay. So, Junior, I should have done this when I was watching people come in. Marion, oh, excuse me. Val, excuse me. Nicola. My ears have been doing this funny poppy thing this week. I wonder if there's something I'm not listening to. Ali. Okay. All right, Junior, let's start with you. Going to wander around for a couple of minutes and realize that the kids are not here. And yeah. All right, Junior. Okay. Make a wish. Dreams become reality. A joyful time of life. So the first thing that comes to mind is just be mindful of what you're focusing on, because there might be some things going on for you that you're like, oh my gosh, this is blah 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 blah, but really there's a lot of joy and there's a lot of positive things going on for you at the same time, and that's what you need to be focusing. Thank you, darling Val. I will read for you next. Here we go. Life is wonderful. So we're just going to keep confirming. They're just going to keep confirming that. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. So continue to focus on all of the things that you want. Continue to focus on all of the great things in your life. Utilize gratitude every day in all the moments throughout the day, instead of sitting down at the end of the day and going, I'm so grateful for blah, 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 whatever it is. Do it in your micro moments throughout the day. Like if you catch yourself in a moment, just go, oh my God, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this moment. I'm so grateful for the sunshine. I'm so grateful for this person. I'm so grateful for the gift of this time, or whatever it is. Just taking that time to stop and feel the gratitude in your body. Acknowledge and feel the gratitude. Yeah, and then we've got perspective, right? There's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. So there's a lot of noise going on. There's a lot of noise at this end of the house. So just making sure that you're not looking for things wrong, because when we're looking for things that are wrong, that's all you're ever going to find. So instead of trying to think of all the things that might happen, or the what ifs, or focusing on the things that may not have gone the way that you wanted them to, shift your focus and acknowledge all the wonderful things in your life. Acknowledge all the great things that you've done. Acknowledge yourself, and the gratitude and the joy and the gifts that you have in your life, because they're in abundance right now. So, and really focusing on what it is that you want to create for yourself, and who it is that you want to create you as. Let's see, and we've got the Chariot card on the bottom, and this is all like full speed ahead. Just gonna roll with it. Determination and self-control, career advancement, acknowledgement of success by others. So the Chariots, I always see that as like, get on your horse and ride, right? The more you focus on the positive, the more you focus on the good things, and the more you focus on the good things that you're wanting to create for yourself, then the easier the ride's going to be, and the faster the ride's going to be. Things are going to start happening and you'll be like, what's going on? Oh my God, I'm so grateful. Right. So that is your message for tonight, Junior. Just making sure that you are focusing on all the good things that are happening in your life, and not focusing on the things that might not be happening the way that you want them to. All right. Thank you so very much for being here. I hope you enjoy the beach today, and have a wonderful day. And again, thank you for your all of your support, and for being here, and for being a part of my journey and allowing me to be a part of yours. So, all right, Marion, are you still here, darling? Oh, no, Val, I've got to read for you first. Thank you very much for your beautiful, kind donation. Okay. Val. Oh, it feels like it might have been a big week for you, Val. I don't know what cards. See, even this I'm looking at from a different perspective. It's so weird. I'll get over it soon enough. Okay. Well, where are the soul ones? Let's go to that too. Ooh. Yeah, I can feel that. But in a, like, you've moved through a lot, but there's been a lot of allowance and a lot of, I want to say, acceptance. And there's definitely a shift in how you're approaching not just things, but how you're approaching yourself and your healing process. Enriched. Yes. You know, sometimes we just put all of this pressure on ourselves, and we get so bogged down in our healing journey that we can't see outside of the bubble that we're in. And sometimes it does just take a little minute to give yourself a break and to recognize how much you have done and how far you have come, and how a lot of the time how these things are not the things that happen to us are not our fault, right? Thank you for my soul map to get a grip. Yeah, honestly, it's like, because we go through life, and a lot of the things that make us who we are make other people uncomfortable. So we dampen those parts of ourselves, right? Or we condemn ourselves for being that way, or you know, whatever the narrative is that we are fed from those around us who we make uncomfortable with our authentic selves, right? And then so we get to see on this piece of paper, I was born like this. These are the things that make me who I am. These are the things that make me these are my gifts. This is my gift to myself, and this is who I am. And that's the beauty of the soul maps, is to be able to see yourself on paper and just go, oh my God, that wasn't wrong with me. That's just who I am. And then to be able to integrate that into yourself, into your life in this moment, to be able to show up in a way that oozes just self-acceptance. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad that you are experiencing that, Val. I'm very honoured to have been able to assist you in that, right? I have a head cold at the moment, but when I kicked it, we'll have a video catch up, please. Yes. So the head cold, a lot of the time when we're doing all of this stuff, that's the way that our body shifts out that energy physically. So when we're shifting energy, that comes out physically. I know after I've done a lot of big energy shifting work, that's I always get it as a head coldy kind of thing. So I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, I know that you know all of the good things. Triple strength garlic, horseradish, and vitamin C tablets. Yes, I never knew about me. Thank you for giving me this beautiful gift. You are so brave. You gave it to yourself, Val. I was just able to facilitate it for you. Okay, cards. So keep coming back to it. Keep coming back to it. And I'm so glad that you're listening to your song every day as well. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you're here. Oh, we've got the rose, and it's attract a relationship. But this, the beautiful red of this color, it's all heart stuff. So you're not attracting a relationship to you. You are building the relationship that you have with yourself. It's getting to know yourself. It's treating yourself with love and respect and kindness, right? Like you're your own best friend. All right, we've got emerald, which is another heart color too, by the way. Calm your mind, body, and soul. So the breath work, I know that you missed the live one, but I did email that the replay out to you. So if you have an opportunity to take some time to do that every day, and if not, because it's a 20-minute process, so just spending a couple of minutes every day focusing on your breath. Excuse me. The in for 4, hold for 4, out for 6. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 6. If you can set a timer and just do that, focus on doing that for 5 minutes every morning, every day, and that will begin to shift that the fight or flight, the chaos within for you. We got pink card, another heart card. Pink, let love in. I have some rah-rah moments last couple of days and I've had to pull in. Okay, so the rah-rah moments, it's funny that you say that because that's another thing that I've working through this week. There's all these tools that I teach and I get other people to do that I forget to apply to myself. It's funny because I know it works, right? So the rah-rah moments are, I'm assuming that's an angry outburst, right? Because the anger, when we bottle it up, I have a Scorpio moon, so it's very common for me to do that, to just tamper it down. But then it's got nowhere to go. So the rah-rah moments are important. But it's also recognizing that, okay, first of all, apologizing to the person that you rah-rahed for. If it's simple, it's as simple as, I'm sorry that I reacted in that way. What I said was true, but I'm sorry that I yelled at you. And then take yourself off and journal out the rah-rahs. Or go sit in your car and vocalize it if that's what you need to do. One of the other things that I teach is, and this came up for me this week when I realized that I wasn't investing everything into my own process because I was too busy worried about how I was going to help everyone else, right? It is giving your victim a voice. So we all have the victim within us, right? And we're told, you can't be the victim, you can't play the victim, blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't take away from the fact that those feelings are still there, right? And you don't want that version of you to be controlling, making the decisions, the one that feels unjust and unheard and everything that unfair, right? So one of the things that I get people to do is to give your victim a voice. Write it down, all of the things. And I can't believe this person did this, and this happened, and this made me feel blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, right? And don't let yourself think and don't let yourself judge it, right? This is just giving that victim part of yourself a voice so that you don't live from that space. So giving your victim a voice is important, but it's not okay to live from that space, right? Otherwise, we carry that around. We carry it in our bodies, and we carry it in how we carry ourselves, and we carry it in how the decisions that we make, and how we approach people, and how we feel about ourselves. So that's something that I want you to consider doing this week. Val, is to sit down every morning, or you dedicate a time where you can just sit down and write it all down. It doesn't matter what goes onto the page. It doesn't matter you're not judging what it is that you're feeling, and that it's just a matter of getting it out. Yeah. So this card actually says, let love in. So just remember that you don't have to do it all by yourself. That's also another thing I realized this week, that because I internalize and I take myself, I keep myself separate because that's how I work through stuff. But that's actually a trauma response and something that I've taught myself. And it actually keeps me isolated. and it's quite a lonely existence. So, um, so make contact with those around you that you trust. Allow them to support you through your process as well. Even if you have to say, "This is what I need from you right now. Can you please just sit and listen? I don't need your help. I don't need you to fix whatever is going on for me. I just need you to hold space for me while I cry. This is what I need from you," right? So I know that there are people around you that can give you that. If you ask for it, you have to ask, and you have to be clear about what it is that you need, right? Which is another lesson. And we've got chocolate. Nourish your body and soul. So making sure that you are being kind to yourself with what you are consuming at the moment as well. Homework, homework, homework. Yes, I'm afraid that is how I roll. If you show up and you're in my sphere, I'm going to give you a reading, but you are also going to walk away with something to be able to work on it. Because your healing journey is, and my job as a healer, my role as a healer is not to heal you. It is to give you the tools to heal yourself. So, because I can't do the work for you. That's me just reminding myself. I have to tell myself that all the time. Okay, thank you, beautiful Val, for your wonderful, kind donation, and for being here, for allowing me to be a part of your journey, and for you being a part of mine. I'm so very grateful. So very, very grateful. All right, Marion. Marion, you are up next. Yes, that's so one of the things that Facebook does now is it deletes live videos after 30 days, which I personally don't like, because I like to be able to come back to a live reading at a later date and be able to re-listen again. So I'm glad that you have the foresight to be able to do that. Okay, Marion, let's get on with it. These ones must be for you then. I feel like I've got hair everywhere. Okay. All right, Marion, this one is for you. I can see your dot. Pretty sure that's your dot. So the first thing I want to say to you, Marion, is that those intuitive nudges that you get, they are real. And you need to start trusting that. You need to start listening and trusting that. I don't know whether you have something will a thought will filter through your mind, and then you're like, nah, and then you go do something else, and then the universe will be like, should have listened. I don't know whether you have those moments, but that's kind of what it feels like. So start testing yourself. When you get a little idea or something drop in, just do it and see how it comes out. Listen. I don't know how many times I've done that. I've been like, something will float through, and I'll be like, oh yeah, but they were blah blah blah, and I'll go and do something, and then I'll come back and I'll be like, fuck, that's the universe telling me to listen to myself, right? So that's what they want you to start, just training that intuitive muscle more, start listening to those little nudges, because that's where you're going to expand the most. When you start like, oh, okay, I acknowledge that. Let's go this way instead of that way. Did I? When in doubt, shuffle again. All right. Because it feels like there is something going on for you, maybe within your family unit, and you know the direction to go in. I think you know the path to take, but there is a lot of uncertainty around whether you should voice that. And I want you to, because it is the right way forward. Rediscover source. Come home and come alive. Come home. Okay, speak with loving kindness. Words matter. Okay. We have uncover the treasures of your hidden heart. So if I remember correctly, and it's in your cards today, you are on that path back to discovering you, coming home to yourself, right? That's the coming home to yourself, where, oh, look at the card, stand up for your beliefs. It's time, the time to act is now. So you're in that part of your journey where you've spent your life living up to other people's expectations, creating your own expectations based on other people's beliefs and thoughts and ideas, and basically living your life for everyone else. And you've hit that point where you're just like, I'm so unhappy, or this is not my life. I'm not living my life for me. And it's time now to start using your voice to make your own choices based on what it is that you want, not on what other people want. So I had a situation earlier this week where I was kicking myself that I didn't verbalize, didn't voice, didn't stand up for myself, basically. So my sister and I had a conversation. One of my sisters and I had a conversation about me picking up a few hours at the school tuck shop, just to, meet people and be useful. And we had a conversation about it, and then she had a conversation with the lady at the tuck shop the next day, and because she was talking about picking up some extra hours as well, and the tuck shop lady offered her some hours, but she was like, oh no, my sister, blah blah blah, so for me, and I was like, and she was telling me about it, I'm like, well, thanks very much, I'm going to feel into it, and and I'll contact her and see where it goes, right? Because that's how I roll. I feel my way through the world. That's what I do. If it doesn't feel right, I'm not doing it. Right? I'm not going to make myself do something that doesn't feel right to me. And so I decided that while it would be great to meet new people, I wouldn't be putting myself into an environment that would be of growth for me. So and take away from the time. There was lots of factors, and I saw my sister yesterday, and she was like, "Why haven't you called such and such yet?" And I was like, that was when she was like, "You should call her. You should call her. You've got to call her. Call her. You know." She was very enthusiastic about me taking on this position from a good space. Like, I know, but I didn't have the words. I didn't have the words for it. So I know that her reasoning behind her wanting me to take this job was pure hearted. Like, I know that she had nothing but good intentions. But what I didn't voice, and I kicked myself for later, was I feel my way through the world, and if it doesn't feel right, like it's going to work for me, I'm not going to, follow up with it. And I'm also not going to do something that doesn't feel right to me just because somebody else thinks that I should. So I'm sure there was a point. I hope that you got something from that story. I know I always start telling stories, and I tell stories for a reason. I know there's a point in it because that's how I roll. So making sure that you are, even if you come back to it, and I'll have to have this conversation with her again because I still haven't contacted the tuck shop lady. I know that I should, but I still haven't. Just to say no, thank you. So. Yes, I don't need to make excuses for me not wanting to do something that doesn't feel right for me, and I want you to know that that's true for you too. You don't have to do something that doesn't feel right to you just because somebody else wants you to do it, and it's okay for you to say no. Standing up for yourself. This is that. So it's coming home to yourself. You said, "I love coming home to my own home." I have to agree with you there. My home is my sanctuary, and I've created it to be as such. But this is coming home to yourself, taking off all your masks, taking off all the expectations, and coming and discovering who you are, and living a life that is in alignment with you, not what everyone else wants. And the loving kindness is just being mindful about how you speak to yourself, but also being able to say no in a kind way. No is a full sentence. And we don't actually have to make excuses or reasons. I know I'm right, but to them I'm wrong. I just can't win. You don't need to win. And you don't need for them to think that you're right either, as long as you know that you're right. Then go with that. Because I get the feeling that it doesn't matter what you do, you're still going to be wrong to them. It's still going to be wrong because they don't understand you. They don't understand how you see the world. They don't understand how you feel your way through the world, right? They don't understand, and that's okay. You don't need acceptance from them. You don't need to win with them. You just need to win for yourself. A rich bounty awaits, it says. Uncover the treasures of your hidden heart. So I want to say that you are an incredibly warm and loving and kind human, and you give out all of that to everyone else, and that's okay as long as you're giving it to yourself as well. And you're also someone who sees the world differently than most. You're very self-aware. I want to say that you analyze a room, or you can feel out a room and a situation and people. within seconds, I want to say. But there's so much of that part of yourself that has been tampered down and suppressed because it didn't fit into your into the group that you've been in, right? That's such a bad way of putting it, but I can't find the words. So I don't know if I do know actually, there are people that you have in your life that you are seeking approval from, that you will never gain approval from because they don't like themselves and they don't like anything that makes them feel uncomfortable or for them to realize that they don't like themselves. And you can do that just by being in the room, right? Because of who you are. And that's not a bad thing, right? So if there are people in your life that I do my best, but sometimes my best is not good enough. My heart is broke. Your best is good enough, and you're doing the best for you, not the best for everyone else. I think that's our biggest lesson, right? I don't know whether you've ever heard of Peter Crone. If you want to look up his work, he is magnificent. I highly recommend you go watch a whole heap of his videos. He says things happen the way that they happen because they're meant to happen that way, right? And we know they're meant to happen that way because they happened. They happened. And if they were going to happen any other way, they would have happened that other way, right? So we can't beat ourselves up for the things that have happened. It's about, like, your best is good enough. You are good enough. You are amazing and perfect and beautiful and glorious. And that belief that it's not enough comes from everyone else around you, right? Because you are so much more than what they are, and they're trying to keep you small. And you're not here to live a life of small. You're not. You're not here to live a life of trying to keep everyone else happy. You've had that lesson, right? You've lived that part of your life. And now it's time for you to be able to go, actually, no, I don't agree with that. Actually, I'm choosing to not spend time with you because you make me feel like shit, right? I'm not going to react to your barbs tonight because I know that they are not true. When someone judges or when someone says something nasty that actually to you or about you, that actually says more about them than it does about you. They're just picking at the shit about that they think that about you that they don't like about themselves. So when we're judging somebody, it is the thing about ourselves that we don't like that we're judging others, and vice versa. So I'm getting a little bit fired up, can you tell? I'm very passionate about this. And I really want you to hear me. I really want you to hear that you are not broken. No one is ever broken. And nobody ever needs to be fixed. You do not need to be fixed. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You may have been hurt and are in need of healing, which is perfectly acceptable. That's what life is about, right? But you are not broken. And you do not need to be fixed. You just need to stop living to everyone else's expectations. You need to stop living like you are not meeting everyone else's expectations. So this is a journey of self-discovery. This is a journey of self-acceptance. This is a journey of saying no. Yes, you do need to learn how to say no more often. We all do. We all do it, right? I think I said this last week, but this year This year, I decided at the beginning of the year that if someone asks me to do something, it's going to be no first. No first, or let me check and I'll find out for you. Or I'm not sure, I'll get back to you. Unless in my whole body it feels like an absolute yes, and then it's an absolute yes, right? But I also have to be mindful that doesn't happen very often, because otherwise I would be always saying yes to everything, right? And I need that no. Or I'm not sure, I'll get back to you, so I can feel into whether I actually want to do it or not, or whether it feels right for me. Whether I have the time, whether I'm saying yes because I feel obligated to, or I don't want to let someone else down. So, yes, no is a full sentence. And you can say no. And if someone is disappointed with your no, you're not responsible for their disappointment. And 9 times out of 10, they will go and find someone else to do it for them. Right? You're not letting anyone down. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. I know that you are in the very much right space, and I'm so grateful that you are here. I want you to be able to see you like I see you. And I see you without everyone else's BS. Yeah. If you have an opportunity to get a soul map, I highly recommend that you do that. It will change your life. It will change your life. To be able to discover who you were born to be, it's very empowering. Okay. Thank you very much for allowing me to read for you, Marion. Thank you very much for being here. Be kind to yourself. Nobody else matters in this world except for you. All right, Nicola and Ali, I have you as my last ones on the list. So if you are here, please let me know that you're here. Pop a heart or something in the comments. And Marion, while I'm waiting to see if anyone's still around, because I can only see a couple of dots, I'm just going to pull one of these from the Soulful Woman deck for you. Oh, look, we have heart healing. My courageous healing journey begins. My courageous healing journey brings me personal awakening and a deeper relationship with myself. Oh, and we've got the grace card on the bottom. I've got to show you this. When I open to the deep source of grace, the flow of my life feels effortless and abundant. No, effortless and vibrant. I'm just making up words now. You are so very welcome. You are so very welcome. So much of our own internal dialogue is just the shit that other people have taught us about ourselves, which are just not true. because they're just putting the limitations on you from their own miscomings, their own shortcomings. So you get to decide what's true for you. You get to decide, and then you can also decide not to actively spend time with those people that do make you feel bad about yourself, even if they're family. And I'm not saying you have to cut off completely, but you can choose the time that you spend with them and not spend with them, and learning to protect your energy around that as well whenever you are around them. I have an energy protection that I put into place, especially when I do it every morning naturally. But if I know I'm going to be spending time with someone that has previously drained my energy, or maybe feel a little bit depleted after, or I know it's going to be a little bit exhausting, I'll pop it into place again before I see them, and I'll clear my energy again afterwards. So if you've got a quick minute, I'll walk you through it right now, seeing as everyone else is gone. So what I do is I call in the direction to the north, the direction to the south, the direction to the east, direction to the west, the direction above, and the direction below. And I call all 6 directions into my heart space as a ball of glowing white light. And then I join with white light or titanium light. I join the east, the north, the east, the south, the west, and the north all together. And then those 4 points up to the top point, and then those 4 points down to the below point. So it forms an octahedron. It's like a pyramid on top of a pyramid. So, and that forms that octahedron shape around me. And then I fill in the sides of the octahedron with the titanium light or white light, whatever. Usually titanium or silver, because that's impenetrable unless I choose, right? So now I'm standing in an octahedron of titanium light with my ball of white light in my center. And then what I do is I call back in all of my energy, recalling my energy from all time and space. And I imagine that as all tiny little cotton threads coming back to me. So every time we interact with someone, every time we have a thought about something, we're attaching a thread to it. So calling back all of that energy into yourself. And then I call on Archangel Michael of 100% light to disconnect any cords that are attached to me, any energy that's latched onto mine from other people and other sources, so that I've just completely called back all of my energy. I've cleared everyone else's energy out, and then I expand that ball of white light out through my octahedron, out through my whole body. And that white light is, it's healing, it's regenerative, it clears any blockages, it removes any thing that's not of 100% light, right? And it, any wounds or anything that needs to be healed, like it's that healing light that expands out through my body, out through my octahedron, and then out through my aura. And then you can expand that white light out into your home, into your suburb, into the world. You can use that, shifting energy right now, right? You can expand that white light out into everything, but essentially what you are doing is you are calling your energy, recalling all of your energy. Then you're removing any energy that's not yours, so that you are you in your octahedron, and then you allow the light to heal whatever's within you, and to expand out into the world. It's not just healing; it's shining your light, right? And so I do that every morning. It takes a couple of minutes just to run through that process in my head. And then I put that because that octahedron that's in place now, I get to choose what energy goes out of it, and I get to choose whose energy comes into it. So there's there's nothing coming in and taking from me that I don't want. And I'm not leaking energy out to everyone, which is what happens when we want to do everything for everyone and we just say yes all the time, and your whole focus is on everyone else and keeping everyone else happy and being responsible for everyone else, right? We're just leaking our energy out everywhere. So this octahedron will keep you in within yourself, and you get to choose. It gives you the power over your energy. And that's the number one vital thing that I learned first up in my journey that I have used the whole way through. It's been the most invaluable thing for me, because I was one of those people that would just be so completely depleted at the end of the day because I just gave and gave and gave and gave and gave, and people would take and take and take and take, and I would have nothing left. And that's no way to live. So please feel free to come back and watch this again. Do as Val does and record this part so that you can watch it again and again. But the energy protection is probably the very best place for you to start, and then putting that into place again when people are doing it every day, and then when you are going to be around people that drain your energy. All right, I'm going to finish up. We're going to be done nice and early tonight. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize it. Like when we give and we give and we give, people learn that that's acceptable for us. We teach people how to treat us, and we teach people by what we allow what is acceptable for us. So, so when someone is used to you having no boundaries, then they're just going to treat you in the same way that they were taught was okay. So yeah, some people do deliberately go, she makes me feel better, so I'm going to. But yeah, it's not always intentional by people. We teach them that that's okay. We teach them that that's acceptable for us. So that's where boundaries come into play as well. Setting boundaries and enforcing our boundaries that we set. It's really important, as well as saying no. It's really difficult. Yes. Yes. All right. Thank you so very much for being here tonight. Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful, kind donations. And I am here every Friday night from 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And if you don't have your soul map yet, and it's something that you feel called to do, I highly recommend that you get yours. And I am so very grateful for you all. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all again next week. Big love to you.